Hey folks, in today's video we're going to talk about the Gerber Profile. My name is Brian and you're watching Survival on Purpose. Hey folks, thanks again for joining me. Today's video we're going to talk about a knife that I actually covered briefly in a previous video about 4 low-cost knife options. And in this case, we're going to go a little more detail, a little pressure testing on this knife. I've had it for 2 or 3 years now. This is a Gerber Profile, and this is a really low-cost knife. I paid like 18 bucks for it. I think they're about 22 bucks now. They may have gone up a little bit. This is 2 or 3 years ago. So, once again, this is made by Gerber. Show you the specs on it and talk a little bit about it, and then we'll do a test on it real quick. Okay, so the sheath is, it's not super great. It's a ballistic nylon sheath. And it's nothing fancy about it, but honestly this one's probably, like I say, 2 to 3 years old. I don't remember exactly, and it's still holding up fine. The only thing that's really not this little snap thing. It's an old school sheath where basically you put your knife in there like that, and you just snap the retainer around the handle. Okay, like that, and it just keeps the knife from coming out simply by that strap. This snap has gotten rusty on me, so it's not I don't know what it's made out of, but it definitely kind of got weathered out. But it's still working, so I can't complain a whole lot for 18 bucks, I think, what I paid for the knife. Let's talk about why I like this knife, because I do like this knife. First of all, it has, you see, a full tang. Okay, that is a prerequisite for me. So it's a full tang blade. It is a it's got some really rubber handles, and it's got a really good grip. I mean, this thing is and even it's not too uncomfortable holding it upside down. I was honestly a little concerned at first about the angles here. I thought it might get some hot spots, but it's really soft enough to where it doesn't. I've used this pretty good bit, and the blade has got some kind of Teflon coating on it, so it really cleans up pretty well. You can see it's got some use on it, but it really didn't. It's kind of tough. It really, whatever coating they put on this thing really does help protect the blade. It's got a pretty sharp edge on it. I like the fact that there are actual bolts holding the scales on. There's a lanyard handle in it. And it's got a pretty good point on it, so it's pretty sharp. So those are the things I like about it. One of the things I'm really not too thrilled about it is the spine shape. I don't know if I can get this on. So you can see the spine kind of narrows back down up top here. It's got almost a little bevel here on the top, almost like a false edge, but it's still pretty wide. That, I thought that might be a little bit of a problem with batoning, which I don't baton a whole lot. I mean, that's just in case of emergencies. I actually never just baton on a regular basis unless I'm just splitting some fat wood or something, not any big wood. I usually use an axe or something for that, but it's got these, you call it jimping maybe, I'm not sure, for your thumb, so you can really, it does got it really controllable, and it's got a pretty good finger guard here. And this little groove in the handle shape or whatever, for me, it fits my hand pretty well, because your finger just kind of lays, right in this groove right here. So, again, pretty good deal. Like I said in another video, some other videos, Gerber's been catching a lot of flack on all these, survivalist type bushcraft type, I don't know, forums and whatnot, because everything's not made in America anymore, and they got the Bear Grylls thing going and all that. But I've, again, always been completely pleased with every Gerber I've ever had, and I've had a lot of them. I've always found the quality to be completely acceptable, if not better than acceptable. And the price for the money, that's so around a $20 knife. It's a full tang knife, and it's got a great edge on it. I don't know what kind of steel it is. It says it is high carbon stainless steel with a titanium coating. That's what their specs say. I've actually got them here. So it's a 3.5 inch drop point blade. The overall length is 8.5 inches. It's got a rubber handle. This thing weighs about 6.1 ounces, so it's pretty lightweight. Ballistic nylon sheath, and right now, as of today, on Amazon, $22.22. I mean, that's a really good deal. So let's take a look at this thing before I run out of daylight here, because it is getting dark, and see what it'll do. Okay, first of all, I've got a piece of kind of green wood I cut off here. Let me show you how this thing, it really is pretty sharp. And just to show you what I mean, I've got 2 fingers on this knife, okay? Now I got my hand on it. Got that little thing, but I mean, really, it's pretty sharp. So that's green wood. Let's try some dead wood. All right, so this is completely dry, and it's actually probably poplar, so it's pretty soft wood. But you can see it cuts the poplar really well. All right, so that's green wood, soft wood. Let's try a piece of hardwood. This is oak. And it's a whole lot harder than everything else we've cut. As you can see, and it's got a lot of knots in it. I don't know what kind of oak it is, but it's got knotty oak is what I call it. And it is working. It takes a little more effort, but if you want to shave little pieces of it, it doesn't really. Let's see how well this thing maybe make a tent stake. And as far as the chopper goes, I like this fact that the handle's got this little I guess I'll groove here. You can kind of hook it on with your finger right here. Now this is not going to be a heavy chopper, but for making tent stakes and stuff, that really keeps it in your hands. So right there, that little notch, and you can just it's not too heavy, so you gotta be a little patient with it. But if you're not in a hurry, and this is a little big for a tent stake, actually, I'm sure, but it's bigger than I would use for a tent stake on a normal basis. But so, again, it's not a really heavyweight chopper, but if you need to make a tent stake or do some small tasks, it'll take care of the job for you. Now, speaking of small tasks, try something a little bigger. It does have a full tang. Like I said, I never really baton on a regular basis, anything major. Something a little like this, and that's obviously, I think that's almost a no-brainer. We should be able to baton that. Of course, you know, a piece of fat wood or something like that. But I'm going to try this on a piece of firewood. Let me back the camera back up where you can see the whole thing, just to see how well it works. Now bear in mind, this thing has a 3.5 inch blade, so you're going to be limited in what size wood you can split, baton or anything else. But we'll try to cut the corner off this piece of firewood here. And I just want to see how well this thing takes a licking. Well, because this wood wasn't very tough. Let's try it this way. Sometimes you gotta give yourself a little extra sticking out again. I'll try one more piece. Do something a little tougher. This is actually a piece of oak here for sure. Same tree this came off of. And we're going to try to split it here in the crotch, which is really tough to do. That may not work. That's a tough task for any knife. I mean, even for an axe, that might be tough. Okay, tougher than I'm gonna do right now. It's a little horizontal splitting. Okay, so we got it that way. Now, let's do like this. It's getting tough down there with all those knots. I'm beating the heck out of this thing, by the way. It's pretty tough. So, went through the entire video with a good record, and got a little crazy with it, and you can see there's the piece of the knife blade still inside right there. One of the chips of the blade, so we got a fail here. So, okay, well, my first failure. You see again, the blade is not supposed to be serrated. The as you can see again, there, right inside the wood, is one piece of the blade. So I can't honestly say that blame Gerber for this. I don't think that was the intended use of this knife, was to beat the heck out of it and through a knot. It was actually splitting very well until I hit that knot, and you can see all the knots in that wood right there where it was a Y. So am I disappointed? Yeah, I'm disappointed. I hate to break anything. It's I really like this knife. At the same time, there are limitations. I'm glad to know the limits of this tool, and I will be sure and let you know what I hear back from Gerber. But they have a limited lifetime warranty, so I'm not sure what they're going to say about me beating the heck out of it. But we'll find out, and I'll let you know. So, but I always want to show you the good or the bad, and you know, it's just the real world. Sometimes things like that happen. So I'll definitely let you know what Gerber says again, and that's the Profile, doing way more than it's intended to do, I'm sure. All right, well, once again, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing to my channel, for giving it the thumbs up if you like the video, and tell your friends about it if you think they'll like it. And you know, follow me on Twitter and Facebook and all that stuff. I really appreciate it. Once again, my name is Brian. You're watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival is not an accident. So be prepared. See you next time.